ॐ ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा. Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Welcome to Friday Storytime at Kathajyoti. Today's story is taken from the blogs of the wonderful storyteller Anuradha Shankar from her collection Indian Stories for Children. Do visit her blog to read a wide range of stories from Indian folklore and mythology. The story narrated now is titled When the Lord Became a Weaver. Once upon a time, there lived two young men in a village. One was a weaver and the other a carpenter. They were very good friends. One day, they attended the annual village festival in which one of the visitors was the young princess of their kingdom. She was very beautiful. Everyone were enraptured by her beauty. But for the weaver, it was love at first sight. He could not take his eyes off her all day long. The young man was unable to get the princess out of his heart and unable to carry out his everyday work. Finally, he confessed his dilemma to his friend the carpenter. My friend, I have fallen in love with the princess, but I know I will never be able to marry her. She is a princess and I am a common man. What shall I do? He cried in despair. The carpenter could not bear to see his friend grieve in this manner, so he decided to help him. My dear friend, he said, do not give up so easily. I shall help you marry the princess. The weaver was thrilled hearing his friend's words, but he was also doubtful of success. How? She lives in a palace surrounded by guards. How can I, a mere weaver, get to meet her, let her all marry her? And so the carpenter replied, We may be ordinary men, but we are God fearing and intelligent. If we use our intelligence, the Lord will surely help us achieve our goals. So do not worry, but get ready and weave wonderful clothes for yourself so that you can meet the princess. The weaver was thrilled to hear these words and he started weaving the most beautiful and grand clothes he had ever made. His mind and heart were fixed on the woman of his dreams. The carpenter returned in the next couple of days and brought with him a mechanical contraption which looked like the Garuda vehicle of Lord Vishnu. The bird was fitted with different levers which enabled it to fly. The carpenter taught his friend how to use the bird and said, Friend, you can now easily fly high over the city and reach the palace straight to the balcony of the princess's chambers. Dress yourself as Lord Vishnu and ask for her hand. The weaver was very happy. Dressed in divine clothes, he bowed to Lord Vishnu, sought his blessings, and flew towards the palace. Easily avoiding the palace guards, the weaver made his way on his mechanical Garuda to the princess' apartment. The princess was stunned to see the Lord in front of her, and even more surprised when he said, O princess, you are none other than Lakshmi, my divine wife. The time has come for us to marry here on earth. Come, let's get married the Gandharva way. The princess was stunned, but with due modesty she said, O Lord, I am thrilled and honored by your words, but I am just a mortal girl. I have to ask my father's permission too. Please talk to him, and I shall marry you at once with his blessings. And then the weaver interrupted her. My dear, it is not easy for mortals to set eyes on me. They have to perform severe tapasya to just get a glimpse of me. I cannot grant your father this boon without due cause. Marry me at once, the Gandharva style, or I shall curse your family. The princess did not want to be the cause of harm for her family, and so But she was also thrilled by her good fortune in being the wife of Lord Vishnu. So, agreeing to the terms laid down by the weaver, she married him in the Gandharva style at once, meaning the two of them exchanged garlands and became husband and wife. The weaver spent the night happily with his wife and left at dawn. From that day onwards, he visited his wife, the princess, every night and left before sunrise. In due course, the king suspected that his daughter was secretly meeting a man and found out the entire story from her. The princess, after all, was unable to lie to her parents. The king and queen were also very happy to hear her story. They hid themselves that night near her chambers and saw the weaver appear on his mechanical Garuda. And they were thrilled to see what seemed like Vishnu himself, who had come and wedded their daughter. Meanwhile, the neighboring kings decided to attack this kingdom. The king was not at all worried. His son in law, who was the Lord himself, would certainly come to the rescue, right? He sent word to the weaver through his daughter and asked for help. And now the weaver was in real trouble. But he bravely assured his wife, "My dear, why are you afraid of these mortal enemies? I shall crush them in a moment. Do not fear. I shall appear in the battle and kill your enemies with my Sudarshana Chakra." The weaver was definitely in a fix. What if the army, recognized him as a simple weaver and not Lord Vishnu? With great brashness, he had promised his wife that he would come to the rescue. What if he was killed in the war? On the other hand, what if he just ran away now? But then the king would be killed and his wife would be taken captive. So all such thoughts tormented him. Finally, the weaver came to a decision. "I will go ahead and fly over the battlefield in this disguise. I don't care if I am killed. If I am killed, so be it. But there is just a chance that the army might really mistake myself to be the genuine Lord, and they might flee at once." So the weaver said he would give it a try and trust the Lord to help him out of this mess. Meanwhile, the real Lord Vishnu and his faithful Garuda, who were watching all this drama from above, were also in a fix. Lord Vishnu said, "The weaver is prepared to meet his death bravely, but if he dies to a human arrow, people will lose faith in me. I cannot allow that. The weaver has taken my form and trust in me to help him out, and I cannot let him down. I myself shall go into battle at dawn tomorrow. Garuda, I shall enter the body of the weaver and possess his chakra too. You must enter the mechanical contraption that he calls his vehicle and help me defeat the enemies." This was a decision by the Lord Vishnu. So the next morning, when the weaver got himself ready for battle, he found himself infused with new strength. We know that Lord Vishnu had entered into him, right? And even that contraption, his vehicle, it flew more like a real bird than ever because Garuda had got into it. And the weaver confidently entered the battleground where he fought the army with ease and killed the enemy kings with his chakra. Mission accomplished, Lord Vishnu alighted on the ground and left the body of the weaver to return to Vaikunta along with his Garuda. The weaver and his mechanical Garuda stood exposed. At first, the king was wild when he realized that his son-in-law was not Lord Vishnu but an impostor, a humble weaver. But then he realized that his son-in-law was an extraordinary man too. He was skilled, he was intelligent, he was, tax paying, and he was most importantly an ardent devotee of the Lord. That's why the Lord himself had come to his aid, isn't it? And help the king win the war too. "I will not find a better groom for my daughter," said the king, and got the two married at once. The weaver thus became a prince and in time the king. He ruled wisely and well and always had complete faith in the Lord. Did you like the story, children? Yes. Next week, we'll come back with another story for you all. Oh, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityormam amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat.